5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
My files!
President Lanny, you have anything to say?
Welcome to Sacrilicious with Robin and Snurts, a Simpsons review podcast. I'm your lovable nerd Snurts, aka Joshua Stearns, and joining me is the equally delightful Robin. Don't have a cow. Coward!
Heyo! Hey Josh, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Summer is quickly moving on. Like, it seems like it's the end of July. It's kind of wild.
I know.
I swear I was just in Victoria like yesterday.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks, nearly a month ago now, for Pete's sake.
Which is wild because January of this year was like 6 months long. And now it's like,
Yeah.
And now things are just kind of going. And you know, it's like I'm doing my day job. I'm like, oh shit, like next month I got to start working on Q3 estimates or Q4 estimates or whatever. Like, you're like, goddamn.
Look, every day is still excruciating, but
yeah, of course.
It does seem to be going quicker.
It seems to be going quicker right now. But
Well,
how are you?
For an introvert, I seem to be awful busy, and and this weekend is no exception. I have an Atlanta United game. I'm in the supporter section there after this recording, so busy day today. But last night there's a historical theater here in Atlanta, the Plaza, and they did a viewing of Weird Science.
Okay,
the John Hughes movie, Weird Science. And my brother
never
and
seen it, but I know of it.
And sister-in-law all went last night, and we had an absolute blast. So it's
nice,
a fun weekend, yeah.
Right on.
And tomorrow's my brother's birthday, and my family gets together and celebrates very well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's time to be sipping some mojitos in the humid heat of Atlanta.
That's it. We just feel like your pores opening up and all that shit in your body, the toxins just stripping out.
Bunch of sweaty people.
You know what's funny about it is, growing up, we went to tons of parties outdoors in the summertime, and it's kind of a communal thing where people just accept that they're going to be sweaty, other people are going to be sweaty, just the experience. And it's, I think it's part of that, which is, Atlanta, we don't care like what's going on with you. If you're here to have a good time, yeah, come on.
I remember being fixated with armpit stains growing up, and I think I overapplied deodorant for many years. Trying to just not have sweaty pits. And I'm sure it was something in like junior high where someone's like, "Oh, look at Stearns, he got some sweaty armpits. What a fucking loser," type of situation. So
yeah,
right on.
I had a complex as well.
Yeah. Well, now I don't care. Like today, man, I'm just staying at home. I'm not even putting on deodorant.
A little musk is a good thing.
Yeah, it's fine. It just spices up the apartment here.
I can smell you through the radio.
Yeah. If this is your first episode, here's how it works. One of us will pick an episode of The Simpsons to discuss. We go through the plot, provide questionable impressions, and point out our favorite bits. This time, Robin picked from Season 10, Episode 2, The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, directed by Mark Kirkland, written by John Swartzwelder. With a first air date of September 20th, 1998. So, Robin, why did you pick yet another Swartzwelder episode?
It's so funny because I don't know who wrote these. I haven't been that much of a nerd in my career, and with The Simpsons and other areas, perhaps. And these are the episodes I remember. I really have understood after the last episode we did how much I like the compacted jokes that is the hallmark of a Swartzwelder script.
Yeah, and it's a joke machine. It's not touchy feely. It's just joke. Oh, we got more time. Joke.
And they're compounded. I mean, there are layers upon layers of jokes in an individual moment that are so funny, and I remember them because for whatever reason, my sense of humor, the way my brain works, having those jokes fly in, it's the best. It's the funniest thing I can imagine. In this episode is no exception.
Nice. Well, then let's do our opening bit, Behind the Wiki.
Ricky.
Nice.
I think I said Ricky.
You did say Ricky. That's
Whatever.
okay. Hey,
Whatever.
Ricky, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Ricky. Hey, Ricky. More Weird Al for fans out there. All right. So this was written by John, as we already stated, but the idea came from Dan Greenlee. And basically, I guess Dan is basically like Homer with Edison, where he just annoys people with things that he finds interesting. I do this all the time with people who want to talk about video games, The Simpsons, history. My friend Josh always is like, oh, Stearns brought it back to history or The Simpsons. Who would have thought?
No, I do the same thing. And what I'll do is I'll kind of like fixate on a particular, point in the conversation, and I'll come back to it just because I'm still thinking about it. And people are like, we
moved on. And then the untippable chair was also Greenlee's idea because he used to fall backwards on chairs all the time. Kirkland cites his assistant director, Matthew Nastuk, as a big influence for the episode as well. The both of them went down to New Jersey at the Thomas Edison National History Park that Homer and Bart visited to try to make it as one-to-one as possible. It was a very accurate representation of the museum itself.
Including
they took
his
like a ton of
gift shop. Including his boyhood gift shop.
Absolutely. So it was just kind of cool that they were able to go down there and take a bunch of photos and get it, more accurate, where they could have just phoned it in and just made anything, As we all know, some of these Simpsons writers are a bunch of dorks themselves, and David X. Cohen reached out to a professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology to provide formulas that would be on the chalkboard that Homer has when he's doing the inventions. So that's always fun.
Scrutiny of the
not
moment,
necessary whatsoever, but they love it. They love adding those kind of details for people to find.
Exactly, and only a very select number of people are going to get it, but that's how they make you fall in love with The Simpsons. Is there are jokes that are just for you, and that's an example of that.
Well, it also generates content in our YouTube era with people with podcasts like ourselves, where we talk about how like these little hidden Easter eggs that you never knew existed. This episode also has a guest appearance by William Daniels, who's the voice of Kit from Knight Rider. Were you a Knight Rider fan?
Oh, absolutely. That used to come on Fridays, and there was a woman who would babysit on Friday nights, and she made buttered popcorn, and we would watch the A-Team and Knight Rider back.
Oh, hell yeah.
My favorites.
Now that I think about it, maybe instead of going back to old cartoons, I need to go back to the A-Team and Knight Rider and just go through those.
I like to see how they hold up.
Well, no, because I like to have something on the background when I'm playing video games, especially games like Diablo 4, where there's not a lot of plot that I care about, and I just want to have something to listen to. That's why I listen to so many podcasts. But I was at that age where I'm aware of the A-Team, I'm aware of Knight Rider, but I never really watched it because I'm more of a 90s kid. What I like about this is William was like, my kids thought it was really awesome that I finally made it in this industry by being a guest on The Simpsons. The voice of one of the most popular fictional cars out there, which, by the way, has a banging intro song, too.
Oh, yeah. Hell
yeah. So it's really cool, like when William's like, at least my kids were happy, right? His son specifically. So that's
we have
cool.
time, Josh. We're gonna get on The Simpsons, and our kids are gonna be psyched about it too.
I don't want kids. You can keep them. Cool. You can keep those kids.
When keep them, they're locked up in the closet right now.
Oh, that's where kids belong, the closet. When Homer daydreams about his funeral in the graveyard of the future, we see a tombstone that says Tamzarian, which was Principal Skinner's quote-unquote real last name in the previous season for the principal and
Why
the
did it get
bopper.
changed? What was the reason it got
So
changed?
that episode is controversial, and maybe we should do it on the show because it'd be a fun talk. But the real Seymour Skinner comes back to Springfield after being lost for many, many
Oh
years. And
yeah,
Tanzarian took on the guise of Principal
that's
Skinner.
right.
So his entire thing was a lie. And that whole episode ends with like, and we will never, the judge like points to like the whole crowd and he's like, and we're never going to talk about this again.
Rubber band, baby.
Some people cite that episode as the quote unquote decline of The Simpsons from the golden era, which I don't really buy because we're in season 10 and this episode is a banger.
Banger.
Last thing, the DVD commentary, you know how sometimes we're like ho-hum about it? I listened to it this time and it was an active, lively discussion from start to finish, and
Awesome.
I really enjoyed it. It didn't provide any new information outside of Kirkland maybe being as prolific as Swartzwelder goes as far as directors. I think he has actually more episodes directed than John has written. And it was just, you know, if you're a fan of this and you really want to do the deep dive for this one, I do recommend the DVD commentary. They did a good job. Did you have any behind the wiki facts this round?
No, I do not. I only have the DVDs through season 8, and I read the wiki page, and it was pretty empty. So because it's just pulling out the facts.
Yeah.
And like you said, they weren't giving us a lot of new things, but they were just discussing it. So that's not in there.
Yeah, I mean this wiki, the Wikipedia article that I read was mostly just Easter eggs. It wasn't any kind of like drama.
That's exactly right. And there were not very many of those either.
Yeah.
You and I have talked about how much we like it when they actually have a discussion that's related to the episode, as opposed to kind of a meandering, kind of
correct
conversation about something unrelated.
Basically. Yeah, and they stayed really focused on this episode, and which was great. All right, so chalkboard gag. I will not file frivolous lawsuits. Looking at you, Trump. Yeah. Looking at you.
Yeah, right. I'd asked you earlier. I thought it may be in relation to some lawsuits that were happening at the time.
I mean, it was 1998, so they could have, like, who knows?
Simpsons. Yeah.
Did Joe Lieberman get his like panties in a bunch again and decide to like start causing trouble?
No, it's probably the Defamation League or some, ladies auxiliary, out there.
Moms Against Humor. Ma.
Right.
The couch gag, we basically get the living room looking like a movie theater, so it's all packed in there, and of course Comic Book Guy has the biggest bucket of popcorn you've ever seen, and Homer reaches over to steal some, so that was pretty cute.
I love popcorn. Yeah, it was cute. I thought it was cute as well.
All right, we're gonna open up with KBBL, radio's morning show with Bill and Marty. I love this shtick. They brought Bill and Marty in many times. Like Bart Gets an Elephant is one of the more famous instances, and they're just two idiots who are running a morning show, kind of like Kevin and Bean in Los Angeles and Kid Rock back in the day, where they say something and push a button. They're missing the one of the trios though. It's always a trio. It's a guy who talks, a guy who says something offensive, and a woman who laughs. So they're missing the woman.
All right.
That to me is always like the trio of morning radio. You like I said, talk, offensive, talk, laugh.
It's the exact formula that we think of as like the wacky morning radio show with the sound effects and everything else.
Yeah, and you wanted to go through some of those lines that they got, so why don't we go ahead and do that?
It's like, hey, Springfield, if you're driving, you may want to sit down.
Boing.
Uh-oh, because it's time for Bill and Marty's 5 o'clock news flush.
Whoosh.
Our topless story. President Clinton has launched a new website. Uh-oh, wait, let me guess. www.com. And the floor goes, haha, website.
I got my whistle there off, so sorry for that. But yeah, that's pretty funny, man, because they do the same thing like before, like where it's like, guys, we're going to replace you with a machine, and the machine is basically, it's like those fat cats in Washington did it again. It's like, how is he staying on top of current events? And I know that derails us because it's not about this episode, but I really love this shtick. This is one of the reasons I want to get into podcasting, because I'm like, my name is Chuck Daly at the Daily News. I just love those kind of stereotypes from old timey radio or current radio.
You missed your era, Josh. You missed your era.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I also love that they will never not make fun of Bill Clinton. Like he
Oh, yeah,
is
it's so easy.
he is one of their favorite targets, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, and they said it got harder to make fun of presidents after 9/11, right? So that's why like it's
Yeah.
such a contrast between the Bush years and the Clinton years for sure. And let's face it, Clinton makes it easy. You know, he's Jimmy Carter with a fox attitude. All right.
www.
So we got Homer eating a burger. And then their next story is about life expectancy for the average man is now 76.2 years. And upon hearing this, Homer smashes the burger into the horn, cuts across multiple lanes of traffic because he's worried that he's already halfway through his life. Do you have that line there? Do you want to say that one or should I?
76.2, but I'm already 38.1. I mean, it's nothing too spectacular there.
But what I like it was when he goes, is like, I've wasted half my life. Oh yeah.
He says, he says, I'm only guaranteed 38 more years.
Guaranteed.
As he's walking through traffic because he parks his car. Yeah, he parks his car across lanes of the highway and then walks blindly through the speeding traffic that almost kills
leaving
him.
his car, it's totally in the middle of the highway, like you said. And then he goes to a call box.
There's a call box right there. And he picks it up and it just starts talking to Marge.
Yeah, Marge, I've wasted my life. Sir, do you need a tow truck? What are you talking about, Marge? I don't need a... Bam! Okay, send the truck.
The car slams finally into his car, which is parked across the highway.
And then back at the house, Homer is moping about eating a bag of flour because apparently sugar is too good for him.
He's having an existential crisis. He's having a midlife crisis right now. But the image of him like taking handfuls of flour and eating it, and his face is all covered in flour, and his hands and his shirt. It's a great image.
I also find it funny that midlife crisis, like we're if we're lucky in middle life, right? If I'm lucky, I'm guaranteed another 43 years. And it always cracks me up because people I know who are older than me, they're always like, oh, you have more time. You're not middle aged. And I'm like, let's look at the average life expectancy of a white male in the United States of America. I'm probably over half.
I'm definitely over half.
And my midlife crisis involved me buying a MacBook, a new TV, a PlayStation, a mic, and starting podcasting.
I've been really getting into whores.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah. That's why you're broke.
Where has all my money gone?
It went to Titania on 5th Street.
No, it went to Darnell.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Tell Darnell I said hi. We get a cutaway moment to the future. And I love this. There's a lot of visual jokes here that are fun. So in attendance to Homer's future funeral, we get Barney with many Oscars, the robot from Lost in Space, 2 crows from an older cartoon. Do you remember? Do you know that? Is it Heckle and Jekyll? Is that the
Heckle and Jekyll? Yeah. I mean, it was like the Hanna-Barbera era. I mean,
correct.
Prior to that, but 50s era, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that in rotation though, as much as like because I used to watch Merry Melodies and the old like Chuck Jones stuff, Tom and Jerry, you know. But I don't remember like watching too many. I recognize the characters, but I don't remember watching the actual cartoons.
I recognized the characters. I immediately knew who they were, although I had to check, but I could not tell you a single cartoon that they were ever in that I recall.
Yeah, even when they did the whole voices like, oh, there he goes, he's a real chump. I do say, old chap. I'm like, oh, that kind of reminds me of the Gophers,
When I heard him do the English accent, I was like, I don't remember him doing an English accent in anything else. And then I figured out that I just don't actually remember anything about them other than their name.
All right, we're on the same page there. And then we get President Lenny with 2 bodyguards. I love that. I just love that Lenny's president. In Homer's dream, Lenny is president. And we get Flanders.
Flanders is a cardinal.
He looks Catholic, right? Like he's not like that's not Flanders, but like Homer's so dumb that he's like, oh, let's just put him in some kind of Catholic garb.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
And then we have the line here from Ned, or Cardinal Ned, I suppose. No, Homer wasn't a great man or even an adequate man, and he certainly never accomplished anything. President Lenny, do you have anything to say? All right, fair enough. Toss him in the hole, boys. And then he's in a dump truck, basically, and they like tip the thing over, drop him in fully clothed, head first,
I love how he's laying on the dirt in the
Yeah,
dump truck, just dead. They just
just
show
dead.
him like just his lifeless body there. It's a bit upsetting.
And his they dump him in, and his legs are sticking out from the ground, and two dogs come up and
Yeah,
start to gnaw on it,
just
which is
gnaws.
hilarious. So that's Schwartzwelder for you there, like one up, one up, one up, on the joke scale.
No, Homer wasn't a great man, or even an adequate man. And he certainly never accomplished anything. President Lanny, you have anything to say? Nah. All right, fair enough. Toss him in the hole, boys.
Then they cut back, and Homer's like, "Ugh." He goes, "Marge, no matter what happens in the future, promise me you won't vote for Lenny." But I love this next joke is Marge goes, "Okay, but you've accomplished a lot. You've made me very happy." And Homer goes, "Oh yeah, they'll put me on a stamp for that."
Yeah. We also find out that Homer is 39,
We do.
which it fluctuates. Sometimes he's 36, sometimes he's 39. How does it feel to be older than Homer Simpson?
Great.
Cool.
Great.
Great.
I mean, not physically or mentally or emotionally, but other than that,
Checks out.
fantastic. Yeah,
Checks out. Yeah.
fantastic.
All right, so coming home from work the next day, we see Homer is clearly depressed. He has no shoes, no
Mhm.
shirt. He has an empty lunch pail with his shirt. Actually, it's not empty. He has
He
his shirt
parks
in the
across the
lunch pail.
lawn.
He has an unkept
Is
beard.
it? Okay.
Yeah. And the family throws a surprise party for Homer to celebrate his accomplishments in life. And I love how they do like the whole like, Homer Simpson, this is your
Is your
life. But
life. Yeah, the
Grandpa
whole
is like
family's doing
slightly delayed.
it.
So like all the young family members are in unison, and then Grandpa's like, "And this is your life,"
Exactly, exactly. It's like a
Uh,
round, but it's so funny. It's a grandpa joke they've done before, but it's they do it a couple times here, and it is always a
yeah, in
good
the next little
good
section
one.
here, we get a lot of like fun little just Grandpa chiming in with random ass shit. For instance, they do a reel, and it gets going, and he's like, "The pictures, they're
They're
coming
coming alive.
alive!" And a very classic like 1950s horror, like type of
Yeah,
thing. Like they're coming
absolutely.
alive.
They're coming alive.
And the reels includes Homer's trips to outer space, and we see him eating some beer paste, which I thought was a cool
Well,
touch.
my favorite part of that is he goes, well, all we did," because he's crapping at all these things, "all we did was grow space tomatoes and sabotage Mir, the space station."
Oh, that's right. And
And
then
they
they
show
show
him, like,
the shuttle
backing
backing in
into
the
it.
mirror, which makes no sense whatsoever, but it's hilarious. And then the Russians are like,
Fantastic. I love it.
and then we have, do you remember the time you almost became heavyweight champion?
And it shows
No.
so the image is then Homer just getting battered in the face,
Yeah.
just a picture of Homer just getting punched just brutally in the face, and he goes, "No."
And then we get another grandpa chime in, finish him, finish him.
Finish him. That's fucking I just,
And then
I love that.
you like the Homer playing with his kids, right?
So then they show, and there's nothing more important than family, and it shows him with the kids in the backyard, and they're playing with football, and he goes hike, and then the kids all bum rush him and tackle him on the ground, and they're all rolling around laughing, and he goes, he goes, "Damn it, I should have punted."
Yeah, because he's depressed Homer and will not see the joy in that very wholesome moment. And it ends with Kit from TV's Knight Rider, and of
Now
course
this gets him to sit up and pay
oh yeah,
attention
he's super
as
excited.
the car rolls out, with the kit car with the little light, the wow wow.
Yep, that shows
Wow,
that he's
wow.
speaking,
Yeah.
right? I wonder now is Kit just like a deconstructed Cylon? They both have that red light thing going.
Yes.
And then of course the cameo is cut off by the reel catching fire.
Just the real melting.
I never
He gets
experienced
really
that in my
upset.
life. Did you ever have that when someone was showing like a home movie
Not a home
and it
movie,
just
but I
catches
think it may have
fire?
happened at, or it may have like got messed up at a theater
Yeah,
back
okay.
in the day. I'm not.
Back when they actually had to clip in film and not just hit play.
It seems familiar, but I might have just seen it in a million old movies.
It does seem like in every like TV, it's like a trope, right? In television and movies that the reel will catch on fire. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
it's kind of like quicksand. You're like, I never really experienced quicksand in my
It's
life.
not a real thing. It's not a real thing. Um, but I love Homer there jumps up and he's like, "Stupid movies! Who invented these dumb things anyway? Was it you, Bart?" And he's like really accusatory, like, "Was it you? Did you do it?"
That's funny. I also like how Lisa, of course, is the know-it-all and mentions that it's Thomas Edison, and he also invented the
Jinkies.
phonograph, the microphone, and the electric chair, or electric car. Sorry, electric car.
And Homer goes, "No one man could do all that. You're a liar, honey. A dirty, rotten liar."
Finish her! Finish her! And that's our last little abism.
It's just so funny where she's like, "He did all of this," and he's like, "Honey, you're a dirty, rotten piece
Yeah,
of shit liar."
it's the worst thing to say to your
But he
kid.
says it like a nice voice to her too.
Yeah. I also like how Lisa goes, "It's true. I read it at a placemat at a restaurant."
Homer's like, "Really? A restaurant? Well, now I don't know what to think."
Which I love the idea that Homer thinks placemats from diners are like the ultimate source of
Mhm.
information. It's hilarious. So next we're in the kids' library, and why is Homer in the kids' library there, Robin?
He says, "They won't let me in the big people library downtown. There was some unpleasantness. I can never go back. I can never go back."
So what did Homer do? What do you think he did?
Maybe feces involved.
I'm thinking like took a giant shit and clogged the toilet.
I like how we both went to shit on that.
Yeah. Or maybe drinking in the library. He brings in a 6-pack.
Maybe put a bunch of books on the ground and peed on them.
Yeah, because like when he says unpleasantness, it makes me think that there's some kind of bodily fluid involved.
Something bad. Something bad.
I also like how Bart was spinning on the globe like some kind of like log roller at the beginning of this scene. That was cute. And Homer is enjoying a pop-up book about Edison, and there's also a joke about the Hardy Boys being all about smuggling.
Well, so
like
I
everything.
love the pop-up book about the Edison is he goes, "Oh, look," and then each page it's got like a pop-up thing that comes up, and he's like, "Oh, he invented the stock ticker, the storage battery, even wax paper." And the next one he goes, "And look at him dance," and he just
You need
wiggles
little
his
legs
legs,
moving
he's
back
just
and
like
forth.
dancing around and like,
I used to
there's a
love
little
pop-up
joke
books
there.
as a young lad. They were great.
Absolutely. There's an
What a
animation joke there with that little dancing thing that is just priceless.
nice. And then we get the librarian confronts Homer, who is wearing his little reading glasses, which is adorable. And he's basically like trying to pretend that he's a member of the school. He's like, "Go school!" And he has his classic Schwartzwelder. He has a little pennant that's on a pencil that says a school. And that's something that was brought up in the commentaries that, oh, John loves his pennants.
I love the specific line there where the old lady goes, "Are you a student of the school?" And he goes, "I think it's pretty obvious that I am."
All right, we go to Moe's, and Lenny is telling a dude story about a babe losing her bathing suit. And right before the big reveal, Homer walks in and starts blabbing on about Edison. He goes on for some time.
Wait. Because this is another banger.
Sure, yeah.
So this broad stands up in the ocean, and this big wave knocks her bathing suit off. And then Moe's like, "Oh yeah? Then what happened? Omit no detail, no matter how small or filthy." And he goes, "So anyway, and this is the part you'll remember for the rest of your lives." And
And
that's when Homer cuts him off.
Perfect.
It is a perfect setup if I ever heard one.
And then I like how some time has passed, and a lot of people are kind of like passed out on the bar.
Because he's just droning on and on
right.
and on.
All the beer glasses are empty. And then finally, Moe's like, all right. I think we've been polite here for long enough there. Lenny, what happened with the dame in the bathing suit? No, I forgot. All I can think of is Edison. I can't even remember where I work. And then he just walks off. He just leaves. He's like, I'm like, his brain is so like,
he's like holding his head in his hands.
yeah.
Oh.
Like he just got a barrage of trivia, and that's all he can think about is like
And
bullshit trivia.
he was napping a little bit too, so it went into his subconscious as well.
Not since
But I love
Clockwork Orange have we had such dramatic scarring.
I think we've seen Lenny in that pose too when they did that Treehouse of Terror.
Yeah, they do like their Kubrick, so.
Come down to the Edison Museum located in Menlo Park, New Jersey. Take a right at the garbage dump and a left at the burned out brothel. Come see
Edison's paper,
Edison's manual whisk,
Edison's ink and quill,
zootheism,
Edison's toilet paper with Sears Roebuck's catalog,
authentic floors,
Edison's loose hair,
something in every room,
Edison's underwear,
astrogeny,
Edison's left shoe. The right shoe is missing for some reason.
the spam bust of Da Vinci,
Edison's favorite board game, checkers.
velvet ropes,
Edison cufflinks,
Edison's shoehorn,
Edison suspenders,
Edison's automatic wiper,
Edison's ex-wives,
Edison's cravat,
Edison's future wives,
Edison's idea for an explosive shoe,
Edison and his fan drawing of Da Vinci set in the American West,
keep your files in your underwear.
and more inventions that he never thought of before.
So then Homer goes, well, I remember where Edison worked. It was Menlo Park. That's where he came up with the tassimeter and the ore separator. And then Kyle goes, James Watt invented the steam engine. And he goes, that's boring. You're boring everybody. Quit boring everybody.
I also love that because I've been that jerk before. It's like, we're not talking about Family Guy. We're talking about The Simpsons. Stop being stupid. So in bed with Marge that night, Homer still won't shut up. He concludes that he needs to be more like Edison, starting with no PJs, and he throws them out the window. And then he gives this pronouncement, from this day forward, I'm an inventor. And we get our favorite wise guy. Hey, Pally, do us a favor, huh? Invent yourself some underpants. I love that voice. I love that guy. And it was a perfect use for him right there.
Do us a favor. Invent yourself some underpants.
In the morning, Marge is feeding Maggie in the kitchen. Homer walks in and tells her he quit his job just like she said to.
So I love this part. I mean, this little scene is just one of the best in the movie. He's like, she's like, I didn't tell you to quit your job. He's like, yes, you did. Your exact words were, you should quit or I'll burn down the house. And she goes, well, I suppose if this doesn't work out, you can always go back to the plant. And he goes, oh, not the way I quit. No, not the way I quit.
So now, much like the library, I have to ask,
Exactly.
How did Homer quit?
Ooh, there's definitely a people matter on old Burns' desk.
I don't think he was playing his head like a bongo while driving out on a little like trailer tractor thing and burning a bridge behind him like in a past episode, but I'm assuming it's something similar.
Could be. He like released all the radioactive waste into the facility.
What if he just went up and
Something
bitch slapped
bad.
Smithers?
Yeah, right. Kicked him in the balls and walked out.
Oh, my groin. I also love in this scene Maggie's animation. It's one of those things that they didn't have to do, but it's nice that they do it. Like as soon as Homer comes in and Marge is no longer feeding Maggie, she's like reaching for the food. She's like, and then she gets like a little frustrated, like, yeah, type of thing, which I love.
I like when Homer's like, I can't go back. Marge just gives this long distant stare like, oh, jeez.
Then Marge mentions you can always go back. Oh, no, sorry. We already did that. Homer sets up shop in the basement.
Josh.
Sorry. Sad Snurts feels shame.
Shame.
Homer sets up shop in the basement. There's a cute poster showing Edison's accomplishments, and below is Homer on a horse with his future success. I also love how, like, I'm realizing this just now. When we flash forward and we're actually at the museum, Edison is on like a little old timey bicycle, right, with Da Vinci.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I like how, but Homer has horses.
Right. Because this one is him comparing himself to Edison, and that one is Edison comparing himself to Da Vinci. So naturally, it was all about that oddly disproportionate wheeled bicycle.
And Homer is suffering from quote unquote writer's block or inventor's block because he can't really come up with ideas. And I love how he tries to.
Like, Hey, come up with ideas.
Yeah. And
Just,
as someone who tried to do my own bit of
yep,
writing in my day, and
yep.
also even for school or for
Very
personal life,
recognizable.
a blank page can be the most depressing thing to see when you're trying to get started with a project. That's why a
Yeah,
lot of times writers recommend that you just write anything, even if it doesn't make sense. Just come up with a
yeah.
random sentence. The boy at the mall got
I
hit by
didn't
a
know that.
car.
I'm
And
gonna keep that in mind. Actually,
yeah,
that's
and like
good
honestly,
advice.
even if you don't find anything coherent, like you're trying to just find something and you never know what's going to kick off like a larger thought pattern or a larger stream of consciousness, whatever you
Put
want
you
to
into
call
the
it.
right frame of mind.
I also love how like Homer does stuff like he like, let me try this, and he switches his leg when he's that are crossed, or like he
He
runs up
stands
to the
on one leg.
right, he like runs up to the paper real quick, and he's like, invention.
It's cute. It's a cute little scene with Homer.
You look at this table, and what do you see? Just a table. Now, a creative person like me looks at this table and sees all kinds of creative things, but no tables.
Homer, that's not a table. That's our dryer.
Ah! My files!
So needless to say, it's going as well as my young adult vampire novel, and he decides to at least pick up smoking because that's something easy.
No, wait. Before
Oh,
that
sorry.
happens,
Yeah, what do you got?
Marge comes down and
Oh,
he's
right.
looking, and she's like, something electrical might be good. And Homer's like, let me handle the creative end of this, Marge. You don't understand how the creative mind works. I do. And she's like, oh, really? And he goes, you look at this table, and what do you see? Just a table. Now, a creative person like me looks at this table and sees all kinds of creative things, but no tables.
It's not a table; it's a dryer.
My files.
And
Oh, but I love this his snooty attitude there. I think that is hilarious.
then Lisa and Bart come in to try to like check in on Dad, maybe help him out, and then that's when we get the smoking part. And Lisa goes, "You started smoking, Dad?" "Yes, Thomas Edison smoked several cigars a day." Bart, "Yeah, he invented stuff too." "Shut up, boy."
I love that bit.
And then
The way the acting of Bart there is just exquisite. It's
I
just
always love it when Bart has a fucking zinger.
he's
You know what I mean?
biting to
Yeah.
yep.
And then Homer leans back in his chair and falls. This isn't a mystery episode, but a Jinkies would be.
Jinkies.
Homer tries a brainstorming session with the kids, and of course, Bart's suggestions are not helpful at all. So we get, I don't
It's
know,
like
do you want to do the back and forth here? You want to take Lisa and I'll take Bart?
Sure, do it.
So I start off with Lisa going, okay, automatic.
But
Homer's like, okay, fluorescent.
booger. Love it.
What? If a fluorescent booger could actually take off, right? I can almost see it, right? You get a giant booger that's very gross with like green and yellow and whatever, and you put a light bulb under it.
And it's fluorescent.
And it's
Oh,
fluorescent, and
Josh.
everybody just loves it, right? It's a perfect invention.
We needn't go there, Josh. We
Oh,
needn't
damn it.
go there.
What about
like how-
what would be an automatic butt?
Wrong
answers only.
That farts on a cadence.
Okay. Yeah. So like every top of the hour we get a
Yep, exactly.
nice.
I love how Homer's like, you're not even trying. Now both of you go up to your rooms and spank yourselves. And they're like grumbling upstairs.
Yeah.
"Leave, Father. Can't even spank his own kids."
And then we get Marge coming down, and I know you like that line as well, because they
And
mentioned
she's
about
like, Homer, you can't punish the children because you can't come up with ideas. And he goes, why not? They're my kids. I own them.
Marge is like,
He's like, okay, we own them. Love it.
And then Marge, I love this line from her. "I bought you a tuna sandwich. They say it's brain food. I guess because there's so much dolphin in it. You know how smart they are."
There was a lot of concern, and I believe still is, about dolphin meat.
Oh, I remember it being a big deal to buy the dolphin safe tuna back in the day because my dad was a big fan of tuna sandwiches. And so Mom would pick
I
up.
do like tuna.
I do
Canned
like
tuna.
them now as an adult. I didn't like them as a kid. I thought they were too like oily, and I didn't like.
Mayonnaise-y.
Yeah, I just didn't dig it. But now, honestly, man, you get like the right mixture of everything with maybe some like celery, cucumber, and some crunchy stuff to like give you a little bit of variety. Tuna salad sandwiches are pretty delicious.
I'm gonna let you just talk for a while. I'm gonna go make a sandwich real quick. That's cool.
All right, cool. I would like mine with vegan mayo, please. All right. Frustrated
That's not mayo.
Homer.
That's not mayo, Josh. Sorry, go ahead. Vegan mayo. Nasty.
Why is this sandwich so
Vegans.
salty?
Ooh, damn.
All right. Frustrated Homer goes to Professor Frank, which is actually a smart move. I want to give
Oh,
Homer
yeah.
some kudos. Like he goes to like the
The
fucking professor.
inventor.
Like
Yeah.
great idea.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Frank breaks down how you make new stuff and make money from new stuff. I guess this could be like Shark Tank or whatever, right? You either make something new that people never knew they needed or wanted, or you take something that already exists and you find a new use for it. And immediately Homer blurts out, "Hamburger earmuffs." And I know we both love the Frank line. You want to take this one or
He
not?
gets really nervous because Homer's like, hamburger earmuffs. And he's like, I suppose that'd work. And Homer's like, sucker, and runs out. And he goes, all right, just stay calm, Frankie. These babies will be in stores while he's still grappling with the pickle matrix.
Glivin,
He pulls out a pair of
yeah.
hamburger earmuffs, which I do love how he's piling books into Homer's arms, telling him, "This is how I became an inventor, is by reading about engineering and mathematics." And he's like, don't give me that stupid stuff. Just tell me."
I also like how stupid hamburger earmuffs are. And that's why this joke works so well. Because there's no one in their right mind would put frozen or fresh hamburgers against their ears to keep them warm. Like it just doesn't make sense. And the fact that he had the earmuffs without all the stuff just falling out, you know what I mean?
but so here's the thing: is aren't hamburger? Well, first off, it's the association, like hamburger earmuffs.
Yeah,
but
it's
aren't
just a
there
funny
hamburger
combo
earmuffs?
of words.
I think there's actually like designed earmuffs that are in the shape of a
course,
hamburger.
yeah. I mean, they got a hamburger phone, they got hamburger earmuffs, but it's
Yeah.
not. But like this was like real hamburgers, which is what cracks me up.
That's an assumption, Josh.
No, I think it was. Otherwise, why would he worried about the pickle matrix?
The pickle matrix.
All right, so Homer goes on a montage of inventing, and it basically goes with him trying something, explosion. Then he changes a formula on the chalkboard, a bigger explosion happens, and then he goes back to the chalkboard, yada, 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 yada.
He's looking over the formula, and he takes out this drawing of dynamite as a factor in the equation. He's like, oh, that's it. I should take the dynamite out of it.
And again, those are real formulas that Cohn had figured out with the help of some MIT professors. So that's pretty cool.
All right.
It. So
I can't explain them to you, but I got them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You're so smart.
I'm so smart.
Yeah, A+ gold star. Put it up on the fridge.
Stop it.
All right, so it's Invention Day.
Homer. Day.
Thank you for putting up with my nonsense.
That is what this show is all about, is toleration.
Two friends putting up with each other's shit. It's Sacrilicious with Robin and Snurds.
Is toleration a word?
Yeah.
So I love how Homer immediately says he's gathered the family in the living room, and he goes, okay, I have the 4 greatest inventions in the history of mankind, which we immediately know is a setup for some of these, which may not.
I almost want to find like some old timey like fair music to put in the background here and be like, hey, everybody, step right up. You're going to find the most amazing inventions man has ever seen from one Homer Simpson. Oh, yeah. Bump, bump.
Hey ladies, have you ever wanted to speed up the hassle of your makeup routine? Well, now you can with Makeup Blaster!
I used to spend hours applying my makeup every day. Now each morning I sit down, point the Makeup Blaster at my face, and put my toe on the trigger and blam!
On stage, they call me Chancellor Angela Miracle. When I'm running late for a show, I use the makeup blaster to get ready faster. Hey, that's good.
Hold still, babe.
Julio, that's the real shotgun.
Whoopsie.
Oh, I couldn't have said it better myself. This amazing product is only, what? $99? You're literally stealing from us, you dirty whore thief. So call now and get the makeup blaster for yourself.
Product is not suitable for all faces or children under 3. By breathing, you agree to forfeit any liability for Makeup Blaster and its parent company, Black Rock Cosmetics. In modern number of cases, the product has caused nasal cancer, seizures, and loss of head.
Makeup Blaster! Amazing!
We have the electric hammer for all your pounding needs.
Whoa, Josh, just take a chill pill on that one. But there's it's just such a good visual. This one, he like uses it to hammer a nail, and look, I mean, it's a good idea. But then it goes a little haywire and just
it immediately goes into Looney
and then
Tunes.
He starts like dragging him around the house. It's like chasing the dog.
And then he gets like
finally he gets it off, and he's like, I think it needs more power. Exactly. Bart's like, I will take 10 of those right now.
Yeah, Bart is in. Also, can you imagine? I had this thought just now. Bart buys 10 of those. He gets 10 of his schoolyard chums to hold the hammer, and they have a race to see who can get across the field the fastest.
Absolutely. That seems like a blast. Look, I mean,
you just see Martin and Milhouse like going in circles. Like Nelson is like straight ahead, you know. Next up on this amazing list of inventions, everything's okay alarm.
It will sound every few seconds unless something is wrong.
It also easily breaks. And then we get my favorite invention of them all. The one like when we were talking about this episode, Robin, I immediately was like, "Oh my God, you had the makeup gun, so it's the whore." Yeah. So I love this bit. We have a makeup gun, and Homer.
It's a shotgun.
It's a
full-on shotgun.
It's a long
double barrel shotgun.
Long barrel
with
double.
Like two inkwells
that are only yellow and red. Only yellow and red, which is missing like blue. You need to have blue in there for the right combo.
And there's definitely white in there somewhere.
Yep. And so it's like, I love his sale pitch too. And he's like, he's like, what, do you have the line there about like, oh, what if you have to get ready really quick?
This next one's for the ladies. How many times have you girls been late for a high-powered business meeting only to realize you're not wearing makeup?
That's everyone's nightmare. Every woman's nightmare.
Like Marge is invested in it.
Yeah. And then I love how he's like, he blasts her, and he's like, "Now you're ready for a night on the town." Holds up a mirror. It's like, "You got it set to whore." Okay, I got it this time. Try to keep your nostrils closed.
And he goes to shoot again. I love the animation where he goes to shoot her again, and she diverts the gun so it doesn't blast her in the face. It shoots on the wall, and you see this face plastered in makeup across the wall. And this grotesque is reminiscent of Marge's T-shirt that she got of herself. That was
yeah, absolutely. It also kind of reminded me of like Joker's henchmen. You know, like just like the random makeup. It's like, oh, we're all clowns because we're working for the Joker.
When Marge is in fact shot the first time, it's like just this base white layer.
Yeah.
With like some red around the lips and like blue around the eyes.
And it's all over the place.
It's
messy.
all over the place. It's like
messy.
a shotgun blast on her face. So it's like going back. It's like tripping back her skull. Is great.
I also like how she says something along the lines of like, women don't want to be blasted in the face, Homer.
He goes, women will like what I tell them to like.
Which is awful. Just fucking awful. Homer's pretty sexist in this one with his like downplaying of Marge having any kind of intelligence, and now this. And finally, on this amazing adventure of new inventions, we have the lazy man reclining toilet chair. It even flushes. And I love how Bart is immediately, gangway, I gotta poop.
Oh, no. Mm-mm. And Marge is like, you think people are going to want to go to the bathroom in their living room? And he's like, sure, this is every man's literal dream.
I mean, this is like the first step to becoming full Wall-E, where we're all fat fucks in like chairs and we just
Exactly.
drink smoothies all day long and like figure out what we want to do at the
Oh,
beach.
this is happening in America right now.
I also like how Marge goes, I'm not saying you're a bad inventor. I'm saying these particular inventions are awful. And no one in their right mind would buy them or accept them as gifts. I love the last line. Or accept them as gifts. Again, that's another just tag on
Exactly.
that John would do. Like we were good with no one would buy them, but the joke is or accept them as gifts.
Like even somebody like gives it to your party, you'd be like, no.
Yeah. Can I have the receipt?
It is she goes in on him hard.
I also love how the scene ends with Bart using the lazy man reclining toilet chair while reading a newspaper. And unlike later in an episode, he actually has his pants down, which makes sense.
Bart's butt is hilarious. It's part of this is Lisa and Marge are like talking about they're worried about Homer, and he's like,
Yeah. At dinner, Homer is lamenting about his failures. He then starts to lean back but doesn't fall.
Well, so I love that first line there where he goes, all week, my lifelong dream has been to be the next Thomas Edison.
Yeah. This is a running bit too, because you'll have Marge and Homer be like, it's been my lifelong dream to be this
Right.
or that. And some of the jokes are pretty funny because like in Itchy and Scratchy Land, he's like, you did that last week. Here's the photo, So the many, 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 many lifelong dreams of Homer Simpson. I also like how the family's impressed with actually the leg thing. And I have to admit, man, I've leaned back in my chairs, that weren't supposed to be reclining. Nowadays, we're so spoiled. We can twirl, we can recline, all those wonderful things.
Yes, it's very good for the top-heavy gentleman, which I happen to be.
Exactly. But I have to say, man, if those schools like back in the day when I was at my desk, it would have been nice to kind of like have a chair you can kind of lean back and not totally eat shit. Because I know I've done that before.
Those plastic seated and backed chairs with those metal legs.
Yeah.
Those little bucket chairs that we always used to sit on. We used to love to try and do that when those were the tippiest.
Well, and even with the folding chairs that I have that are like the padded ones with the wood grain, like it would be nice to have those on there so people could lean back when they're like losing at a board game. And I'm like, I don't like this whatsoever.
I've always loved a rocking chair. I did that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I lean back in my chair all the time. I don't do it as much anymore because I break chairs now. If I do that, but I do.
I don't know, man. The lazy boy recliner is one of God's greatest gifts. All right. So Homer, now inspired by the kudos from the family, goes to the basement and is like, yeah, Edison, look at me. I'm an inventor like you. And then he sees the photo, and what's in there?
Is that his chair in his office has the hinged legs on the back to catch him if he falls. He's like, damn it. And then Bart runs down. He goes, heard you swearing, mind if I join in? Crap boots, crap. And the way he like gets it in this is a repeating, joke that is one of the things I remember most about this episode is Bart going, oh, we're swearing, crap, boobs, crap.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of the episode where they, for Scorpio, right? When he goes to the new school and he's like, don't you know cursive? Well, I know hell, damn, bitch. Bart is basically, I don't know, is it Bart or Homer who comes up with the idea of like, let's just go to the museum and bash that chair and take all the credit?
Homer goes, the chair might be the only one he made. And Bart's like, so? Like, I like how they goad each other on.
Yeah.
And he's like, so we just got to go to the museum and smash it and I'll be an inventor. And Bart goes, but I thought you loved Edison. And he goes like, oh, to hell with him. And Bart immediately goes, hell damn fart.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell damn fart. This is the line that I quote all the time when somebody cusses out of nowhere. Like, I cuss all the fucking time. But when somebody does cuss that, and somebody's like, that shit. And you're like, hell damn fart.
I also love how the next scene we got Marge cleaning the mailbox, and then Homer is like basically pulling out of the driveway in the car.
With
Taking
Bart.
part across state lines back soon. I took your wallet.
I love the I took your wallet.
And then Marge goes,
that great line. She goes, I just mopped the driveway.
which is hilarious.
Look at
Followed
these
up.
compounding jokes.
Yep.
We're talking about. So we go right from, what we got to do is smash it up and hell damn fart into take your part across state lines. See you later. Into Marge, just mop the driveway. I mean, that's the layered jokes
Right.
that we talk about that I just love because it's just hitting your mind. Your mind's going left and right and center all over the place. It's great.
And that's followed up by a hilarious freeway exit sign that goes New Jersey, Michigan, Oregon, and Texas.
Because they are, of course, driving to Menlo Park in
Right.
in New Jersey.
I also find it funny that they probably looked at a map and they're like, all right, Michigan in the middle.
Mhm.
All right, let's go over to Oregon. Let's go down to
Mhm.
Texas.
Mhm.
Like the
It's to a
farthest,
star of the
the
United
farthest
States.
is farthest apart you could be.
But I love this scene of him ending up running down Edison because he's going on again, of course, about his hero Edison, and he ends up putting in his son, and Bart falls asleep, and he's like, oh, but then Homer starts falling asleep, and the ghost of Edison comes to him, and he's like, oh no.
By smashing my chair, you're only hurting yourself. And then Homer just runs over the ghost.
He runs him down. He's like running and terrified for his life. And he hits him. He goes flying off into the woods. And, Homer just drives on. And then Edison gets up. He's like, what does he say? He says, I'll get you.
Yeah, and then you hear the
lunatic.
screech of the brakes. And then he
starts
goes in
backing
reverse. And then Edison's like, oh shit. And he crawls around the bush.
Through the brush to hide.
So to call out the obviousness, hitting a ghost is hilarious. A ghost being afraid of getting beat up is hilarious. And it is your typical like cliche that you would have in a show or a movie of like the ghost of the person that's being admired trying to give some kind of moral advice. So well done on all things there. And then we arrive at the museum, and I love how Bart's like, all right, the museum's still open. Cut to a random dad.
All right, the museum's still open.
Why don't you like Edison that much?
Why don't you like Edison that much? And he smacks his kid in the back of the head like an Italian father who like had somebody talking up during Catholic mass. He's like, shut the fuck up.
Well, obviously Bart is so excited because he gets to go in and smash things up.
Right.
His Eden.
And we get a scene that becomes a meme. Actually, that's pretty damn good, Josh. Good for you.
Scene that becomes a meme.
It's a scene that becomes a meme. It's a scene that becomes a meme. Yeah. That might be a new segment.
You're just like Funkmaster Flash.
Yo, my name is Snurts, and I'm here to say... That's
Maybe
every
we'll
generic
stick with the
educational rap thing. It's like, yo, I'm here to say.
We're here to talk about toenails.
All right. So we get the tour.
There's a tour guide.
Yes.
Who's giving a tour of the museum.
Now, behind that door is Edison's actual preserved brain. Ordinarily, folks, tour groups are not allowed to see it. And of course, today will be no exception.
Oh.
I love how he's so cheesy.
Yeah. It's a very like tongue-in-cheek, like corny type of tour, right?
Well, it's so condescending too, where he's like, how many geniuses does it take to invent a light bulb? Just one. Thomas Edison.
But I love how that's what I love is the crowd reaction. It's not the joke, it's the crowd reaction. They're like,
it's true too. It's funny and true. So one more after he's like, and this will be no exception. Ropes it off again. He goes, and now no tour would be complete without a visit to Edison's boyhood gift shop.
Boyhood gift shop. That's great. So as the group goes to the gift shop, Homer and Bart are about to smash the chair because they stay behind. And then Homer, right, he's like literally with the electric hammer ready to do the deed.
Cause I mean, like they are, in like full like evil mode. Homer's like, throws the Edison dummy out of the chair. And is like, get out of here. It's one invention you're not getting credit card. And Homer's like, your electric hammer, maestro.
It's definitely Mission Possible. Bump, 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 bump.
But you know what I love about it is Homer and Bart are best friends. Like they are
Oh,
best
yes.
friends.
It's always fun
And,
when they team up.
and we always love that. And this is definitely where like, Bart is there, like they are one, they have one common goal. It's so wonderful.
And Homer sees, like I brought up earlier, the Da Vinci Edison comparison charts, and they're on their old timey bicycles with the big wheel, which is just amazing. And I love
There's
how
a
Homer is like,
comparison to
look, son,
himself.
Edison was just like me. You mean the wild mood swings? No, we both lived in another man's shadow. Once again, Homer just being the worst dad ever. We got this in our last episode with Lisa, when she was like, an absence of mood swings and terrible attitudes. Like, how about I get you a pony? So that's pretty fun. I love how Bart is like, can we still smash the chair? And he's like, no. How about we go fuck up some Da Vinci stuff? And he's like, I'm pretty sure that's in Italy, Dad. He's like, all right, let's settle for Eli Whitney.
He goes, oh, well, they will take it out on Eli Whitney. It was just a patsy in all of this. Like, what did I do?
And then we're back at the house to close out the episode, and we get another fucking excellent Kent Brock band. Just like, those intros that mean nothing to the main story. They're just like a throwaway line. Authorities say the phony Pope can be recognized by his high top sneakers and incredibly foul mouth.
Actually, one of my favorite lines of this entire episode.
Yeah, it's like, oh, who thought Chris Rock was a, Pope?
Exactly.
Other news, Thomas Edison, the greatest inventor of all time, is apparently still inventing, despite the notable handicap of being dead.
That's my tummy.
And they show not only the electric hammer, but the chair as well. So Edison gets credit for his invention that he actually made, but then Homer was too stupid to pick up the electric hammer before leaving. And then I love the line after that from Brockman. He goes, this brilliant invention, it's talking about the electric hammer, is expected to generate millions for Edison's already wealthy heirs. And then we see a stock photo of people with like a giant purse full of fucking money. And they're just like,
it's meant to be his heirs, and they're just standing over like a sack full of like cash. And they're like looking at the camera all smiley. It's worst.
Fucking hilarious, man.
And of course the family is just mortified, especially for Homer.
Right. I mean, it is like one thing, it's the money, but it's also the recognition that Homer actually did one good invention.
That was your idea.
Right.
But here's the thing, Josh. Why didn't he just go and try and, prove that was actually his invention?
I mean, unless he put invention of Homer Simpson on the base of the hammer, I don't think you can do that.
Fingerprint evidence.
I also wonder if
that wouldn't work for the jokes.
Right. Well, also, I wonder if someone actually was an inventor or knew electrical engineering, they would be like, those are modern components. There's no way in hell Edison made an electric hammer with that like setup, And also, when I think of electric hammer, I think of Thor. Thank you for laughing at that joke.
So to reset up the end, Marge is like, that was your idea. At least it's like, Dad, those should have been your millions.
And I'll do Bart. I gotta admit, Homer, you're taking it pretty well.
Let's just say I'm sitting in the right chair.
And then we pan out, the entire family kind of scooches to the right because Homer is sitting on the lazy man toilet recliner. And what drives me nuts about this scene is that he's still wearing his pants up to his waist. So yeah, it's just probably an animation error. I get it. But it just kind of, because it seems like he's shitting his pants.
I didn't look at the the mistakes part of the wiki. I wonder if it's on there, but I think that they were thinking about it, and they probably had to not show Homer with his pants off.
That
for
could be.
whatever
It could be a
reason.
censorship thing. Absolutely.
That's
But
what I
it
was
was
thinking.
those weird things like when I'm
But,
doing my outline for the podcast,
uh-huh.
and I like had the like frozen paused scene,
Yeah.
and I'm like, he's very obviously having pants up to his waist.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, no question about it.
So now I
But
wonder.
the
if he's supposed to be-
implication, of course, is that he shed his pants.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Right now we are on to our favorite segment. Robin, do you hear that sound?
What's that, Josh?
Well, you know what time it is. It's the Krusty Krab Seals of Approval. I feel like we're getting a little Pee Wee Herman there.
I thought that as well. I was going for that.
Your episode, your final thoughts and score. Hit it.
Extraordinary episode. Quintessential Schwartzwelder. All of the characters have fantastic bits. One of the things I thought watching this in relation to some of the other episodes that we've done is how much of these characters are fleshed out in Schwartzwelder's script. Like, the back and forth with Bart and Homer establishing some of that, and the silliness of the situation and how all the families react to this very silly moment. And, it's compounded there. And you see this start to affect some of their later choices, which I think is phenomenal. So I love it. And I give it a 5 out of 5.
Excellent.
Shocking.
Schwartzwelder.
Schwartzwelder! Are we doing like the Crossfire? Is that what that is inspired by? You get caught up in the crossfire. So we get
a general 80s
so we get
high pitched.
We'll get into the jokes. All the jokes from Schwartzwelder.
Yeah.
I like it. I think we might have a couple new bits from this episode, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. Schwartzwelder.
Yeah.
I recorded as a loop at some point so that we could just hit a button.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what it is? So actually what my very specific relation was? Transformers!
More than meets the eye. There's also
That's
Mask. I mean, we could do a whole podcast about all the banger cartoon intro songs out there.
Gummy bears here and there and everywhere. Bouncing in a minute bond compare. We are the Gummy Bears.
When you're in trouble, you just call DW. Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. All right, enough of that nonsense. Here are my final thoughts.
Hurricane here
in Duckburg. That was a fun
It's
tangent.
a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. Definitely pop the mic on that one. DuckTales.
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gotta take pollution down to 0. All right.
This time, he did not, unfortunately.
This time we are definitely done with that bit. And on to my final thoughts. The Wizard of Evergreen, Terrace is one of my favorite episodes from season 10. Even after all these years, I'm laughing out loud at some of the bits. And that's hard because I'm working on a podcast by myself. No other, reciprocal laughter. But there was a few times where I was just kind of like, holy shit, that's amazing. From the opening with the radio disc jockeys to his inventions and ending with the ultimate failure to cash in, it's classic Homer written by the best of the best. This is easy, a 5 out of 5.
Excellent.
Yeah, 100%.
Right on, man. Well, that's a wrap for Sacrilicious with Robin and Snurts. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you didn't, shut the fuck up. If you're feeling generous, then please leave a 5-star review. I don't even know. I should rewrite that because I don't even check those on Apple Podcasts. Just listen to the goddamn show. We're currently on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. My shout outs for the episode: Baldur's Gate 3. My God, what a great game. I have done 3 playthroughs of this. I'm north of 500 hours played. It's a D&D inspired story that's very rich, and every playthrough that I've done has felt so different than the one before.
Mhm.
And that is a very hard thing to do for a game where I keep going back to the well and I keep getting a brand new experience. So shout
That's
outs to all
amazing.
the people who made Baldur's Gate 3 happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was so obsessed with that game that I canceled all my weekend plans and just played it for 2 days on the weekend because I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta get my fix.
Sounds great.
I also love all the ideas started but not finished. So what?
But thinking creatively is the point.
Yeah, and it was just kind of inspired by this whole episode as well. Homer trying to come up with stuff, myself trying to come up with stuff and failing. I think it's a pretty decent story overall. Also, happy birthday to my cousin Kelsey, who will be turning a year older on the 21st. And finally, Dr. Moxford, the raddest fan of them all.
The doctor.
You want to hear more from your old pal, Snurts?
No.
Bless your heart. Thank you. Yeah, that's the right answer. Okay. Well, eventually I'm going to do another PlayStation experience someday. And I can also be found on the PSVG network and on most of the things at Lord_Snurts. Robin, what do you got?
I would give a shout out to my Atlanta United family. I'm going directly from this podcast. I'm heading out to the game tonight. We're terrible. But since I got back to Atlanta, I got into the supporters groups, which is unique to soccer, really. And we...
Wait, they're so bad. They need a support group?
Like, I just don't know why I can't score. It's
yeah,
okay.
you literally have like the players around in a circle and be like, tell me
no.
what you feel about
Hey,
the game.
look, I don't know, but they could use a therapist, frankly, at this point. Because they're bad, Josh. I mean, they're real bad. They were over there trying to play barefooted with baseball bats. Like, they're bad, Josh. It is not pretty. It's like when toddlers try and play soccer, they like miss the ball. And just fall over. That's us, you know. But that's the whole thing. Is that we have supporter groups, and you have this whole section of supporters, and we do chants. There's drums. I mean, we have probably 10 drums. We've got horns. Everybody's doing the chants. You got, you know,
you guys are like the hype team.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like,
and the entire time, you know, the one of the chants goes, you know, we stand for 90, we sing for 90, we go 90. And it's exhausting. I'm about to get a real workout tonight, but it's one of my favorite things to do. Just an amazing group of people. I'm in 3 supporters groups. There's LGBTQ, which has really become the most welcoming of all the groups. And there's a lot of, you know, allies in it. Allies, not non-allies.
Yeah, I was going to say non-allies.
Gorilla Company, which is a crew that is always right there. I'm always with them. We're right by the drums. We're helping. We're doing all of the chants all the time, trying to get people involved. Footy Mob as well. But even when the product is terrible, that's the thing, is we have a blast, you know, and that's been tested the last 5 years. We won a championship, went downhill from there. But I love going. There's amazing people and friends there that I get to see a lot. And yeah, really wonderful family down there.
When was the last time Atlanta had a winning team in any sport?
Well, we won the baseball championship in 2021. So,
okay.
Fuck yourself.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Braves are still killing it.
No, this year they're absolutely terrible. We were, you know,
like back then.
Yeah. Champion favorites, and we're absolutely horrible. So all Atlanta teams right now are fairly terrible. We'll see where the Falcons go in a couple months. There's some hope, but there has been a lot of hope, Josh. It has been dashed on the rock, destroyed.
Well, and we've done this before. That's always my favorite question at the beginning of the football season. I'm like, how long will you have hope? Right on. Well, cool, man. I hope you have fun at the game. And our goal is to get the next
the
game. Also, hey, who knows? Maybe have fun at the gay too.
Have fun at the gay.
Have fun at the gay. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Hashtag have fun at the gay. All right, let's try to wrap this up here. Our goal is to get the next episode out on August 10th. I picked Brick Like Me from season 25. The Lego episode.
Oh, sweet.
We'll get into it then. I don't think it's going to be as fun as Lego Batman, but I do like when the Simpsons kind of go out of their wheelhouse and have a very stylized episode. And this one definitely takes the cake from one of the later seasons. So Robin, before we say au revoir, hit me with that sweet, sweet quote.
Authorities say the phony Pope can be recognized by his high-top sneakers and incredibly foul mouth.
And I want to let everybody know that is one of probably 5 that he had written down. And he was just like, this one.
This is a packed episode. It's packed.
There's so many good jokes. So until next time, folks, smell you later, true believers.
My files!
President Laney, you have anything to say?
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.